round 8 of 9. Last round in the GR2 Lexus, so I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Definitely coming to the spicy end of the championship, so good luck all that are in contention for that. But yeah, around Catalunya GP with the old chicane at the end, which everyone loves. But let's hop on board and do a lap around Catalunya. So equal conditions. But this is the same time of day as what your first race should be. So your first braking marker, I look for the black little what they would call lights there for pit exit on your left there, or just before the 100-meter board. But yeah, getting your car right out here to the left. Pedal the brakes, trailing down the second. As you're about to hit this middle or the inner sausage curve of the curb, start to bring back on the throttle second, up into third gear to keep that traction. Bring it out just as you're kind of straightening up to then start the turn for this corner. To get that rotation, just off the throttle. Maybe a little dab of the brakes if you need it. Start to bring on the throttle. Up into fourth, keep the rotation. Use all the track width. Come out here. I'm all the way out here. I'm braking just as the bridge is kind of probably at the top of your screen, but where the shadow starts. Down into second. Trailing it into the corner and then starting to bring on the throttle. Waiting, and then full throttle when you know you're not going to run out of room on the exit. So all the way out to the left and chuck it all the way back out to the right, and just as you get to the right, I don't really have a braking marker for that, but as soon as I get to the right, it's kind of basically straight on the brakes hard. Down in the first gear, get tucked in the apex, use second to get rotation if you need to, or hold on to first to get that good draw. Keeping a little bit wide there, one of the trickier corners on the track here, especially track limits. So just before, as you can see there, the transition to the brakes, but it won't be heavy braking here, just enough to get it slowed down a little bit. So dab of the brakes, down in the second, up in the third to get rotation. Careful on the track limits there on your right, heading up the hill. Looking at the end of this curb here is when you look to, a little dab of the brakes if you need to. Some people like to just lift off. You can leave it in fourth, or you can go down to third and then back up in the fourth. So this lap I've just left it in fourth, kept that momentum going. Careful on the track limits here, you don't want to be any further left than what I am. And then coming down the hill. So you're looking at where this wall is ending on the right. You'll see it from the outside view there, but right where I am about now, so probably about the 120 meters, is where I get on the brakes. Hard on the brakes, all the way out the right, then all the way down to the first. You can drive it out in first if you need to, or if you want to. I like to prefer to crack it up in the second gear, get a little bit of rotation, but also be a bit more safer on the drive here. Cut this little corner, and then getting down in the first gear, trying to hug this curb on the right. And by the time you're hitting that, where that inner sausage is on the curbing, that's where you're wanting to be starting to bring on the power already. So I'm already up to 3/4 throttle here. Probably balancing it a little bit, waiting for the traction. You can go up to third there if you need that, if you want to be a bit more safer on the throttle with the traction. Keeping all the way out to the left, and then as these tyre marks are starting, so you basically a little short sprint and then onto the brakes here. Just trailing it into the corner. In the second, you don't want to drift too wide there. You don't want rather to be a little bit slower here so make sure you can get it tucked to right. And then as you're underneath the bridge, on the brakes again. Try not to abuse this curb too much. These two corners are vital and so many people hate them. But if you hit this curve too much, it can really unsettle this car. So I try and hit it more of in a lighter motion, and then abuse this next one. So this one here is the one that you kind of cut over. Again, you'll see in the outside view on the not spoken lap where exactly my car is positioned here. But yeah, keeping that traction in line, and then full throttle through the last corner onto the main straight again. So 37.2 there for that lap. I reckon there's a couple tenths still in that, but yeah, hopefully you've learned a few pointers there. I think I used brake bias 1 or 2 to the rear, can't remember. But yeah, enjoy your last round in the GR2, guys. Hope everyone's had a ball so far, and yeah, great racing, so keep it up. So yeah, I'll go back and do the lap without me talking, but yeah, if you can, for the wheel to wheel and that, like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, have a good race.